Hello everybody. Happy Wednesday. I am Nisi Black. It is time for this week's midweek motivation and mind check. I hope everyone is doing well. I pray that everything is going well in your world and you're having an excellent week. How's everybody doing today? Make sure that you are subscribed to my lives. Make sure that you are sharing, throw up some hearts, say where you are, let me know that you're there and that you can hear me. I've got a little microphone here. Hi, Twyla. Thanks for joining me, darling. I hope your day is progressing along beautifully. So thank you guys for joining me wherever you are, whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast. Shout out to Oklahoma City, which is where I am right now. The weather is beautiful. Spring has sprung and just love's in the air. The birds are chirping. I'm sitting out on my front patio and thought I'd come to you with a little bit of information. Oh, good to see you today, darling. Thank you for joining me. So, hey, I started these midweek motivation conversations a while back, maybe a year or so ago, talking about middle of the week things. You start off the beginning of the week, you're all hyped up, you're all coffeeed up, you're all ready to take on the world. And then by the time the middle of the week comes along, something has thrown you off track. You're sideswiped or sidetracked in some kind of way. Now is an opportunity to refocus, right? To refocus, to reposition yourself, get things realigned and move forward so that you can complete everything that you started out this week to do. So that's the purpose of midweek motivation and mind check. So I'm hoping that you are taking the time to kind of check yourself, check your pulse, make sure everything is working well, and that you're back on track with your goals. So listen, wow, it has been a fantastic thing. I want to do a shameless plug on my book and my workshops. My gosh, I launched my book, Self-Approved, A Guide for Authentic and Purposeful Living, last month. I've had a couple of book signings, one in Dallas and then this past weekend in Oklahoma City, and it has been tremendous. I am really excited about it. So my shameless plug, if you have not gotten a copy of the book, go to selfapproved-thebook.com, order your autographed copy and your t-shirt, and I'll get them shipped out to you pronto. I have the paperback, yes, and the hard copy. So take your pick, but get it done. And for those of you who already have a copy of my book and you started to jump right into the pages and you got some aha moments, please go to Amazon and share those reviews on my book, because that helps me to position my book higher in standing and status and credibility. So I appreciate you in advance for taking a moment to write a review about the book. Let me know what you thought about it. So listen, a lot of you know that I was a member of the Potter's House some 100 years ago before I married the love of my life and moved to Oklahoma. So I've been in Oklahoma for about 10 years. So since I am so far away from the Potter's House, I catch the 9 o'clock service on Sunday mornings. And Bishop preached a couple of weeks ago about how we cannot get what it is that we want in our future because we're still holding on to our past. So his message was, you cannot cleave to something new until you are ready to leave what it is that you gotta move forward on. Thanks, Dr. Marvin, for joining me. Hi, Lo. Thank you for joining me. So that message has been in my spirit like forever, and I keep replaying it and replaying it and replaying it in my mind and looking back over my life, some of the things that I was not willing to give up, some of the people I was not willing to let go of, some of the place that I thought I really had to stay there, I had outgrown. So I want to give you a little bit of insight or some things that you can look for when you have outstayed and outworn your welcome on whatever stage of life you're in. You know, we grow. Every day, every learning experience, every person that we meet is an opportunity to move into a next level of life, a next level of relationship, of business, of purpose even, of greater. And sometimes we are so loyal and committed to where we have been that we're not willing to release that so that we can walk and move into our greater. We say we want it. We want to do greater. We want to do greater things. We want to do bigger things. We want to meet new people. But we're still hold on, tied up, wrapped up, and tangled in things that we should have let fallen away from our lives a long time ago. Right? And I have been guilty of it. I have been guilty of it. I was married twice. I'm on my third husband, and I did not know that life could be so good. But in my second marriage, I was so stuck and hung up on, okay, let me tell you what my mindset is. This is how the enemy will trick you. My mindset was such that this marriage was not good for me. I knew it was not good for me. I was torn because I knew I wanted to stay married. And I said to myself, I am not, oh, no, I didn't say I'm not. I ain't going to let some other woman benefit from all the blood, sweat, and tears I have put into this man. How stupid is that? How crazy of a mindset is that I would continue to perpetuate my sadness, my misery, my uncomfortable state of mind just to hold on to something that was no good for me. So I had to have a come to Jesus meeting with myself and with my head and say, look, chick, you need to get it together. Get your thought and your mindset together. You know this relationship is killing you. It is not healthy for you. It's draining every amount of creativity and happiness that you even thought you might want it to possibly maybe even remotely have. Right? And I had to make a choice. Was I going to continue to hold on to something that was not good for me, that was sapping all of the peace that I had? Or was I going to let that go in order for God to bring into my life what was really good for me, what he had designed for me? There is no way I would have met my wonderful husband, the wonderful, awesome man that I have, had I continued to hold on to one that was not good for me. Right? So we've got to know when our time in a certain position or place is over. We've got to understand and recognize the signs when our spirit is telling us, look, there is something better. It's time to shift into a new relationship, into a new state of being, even into a higher set of thinking, right? A higher mindset, right? That's what it's about. So looking over my life and coupling that with a message that Bishop preached about a few weeks ago, I came up with 3 signs that were my cue, and I hope that you will benefit from them. The first one is complaining about what's not right, what's not working. How come I ain't got this? How come I ain't got that? Complaints. And not only just complaining, but you find some other people who are deficient or dysfunctional in the same way, and y'all get together and y'all are complaining, and you're feeding off their negativity, and they're feeding off of your negativity. So when you find yourself just swamped with complaints and nothing is going right and nothing ever will go right, it won't until you change your mindset. That is a sign that perhaps you have outgrown where it is that you are. Perhaps you have outgrown those people that were put into your life for a season. And it's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with you. But there is a time when people's space in your life is over. And you've got to be strong enough to recognize that things are shifting so that you can shift with it and that you don't miss the next level of whatever it is that you want to be. So that's the first thing to recognize about ourselves is our propensity to complain about what's not working, but never ever getting to the point of deciding to do something about it. You know, if it's not working, you got to do something about it. So that's the first thing, complaints. Second thing is cynicism. You won't allow yourself to believe that things can be better. Even though there are signs, there are positive people and energy and inspiration and motivation surrounding you that tells you there's greater if you will just trust and step out and do something different. Be bold enough to do something different. How dare you be bold? Yes, be bold enough to do something different. So when people are cynical, they don't believe in the good that's possible. They don't believe in the good that's possible with other people. You know, I believe that's why people don't invest in themselves. People won't invest in a coach. They won't invest in a consultant. They won't invest in somebody that can help them lose weight. They won't invest in any type of knowledge or creativity because they don't really believe. They don't really trust. They have this foundation of cynicism that has taken over their mind, taken over their thinking. So I want you to stop for a moment and think about how you feel about not just yourself, but others, and see whether or not you have this mindset that I can't invest in so-and-so to coach me or to consult with me, so I'm just going to get what I can through their posts or their shares or their whatever. But I'm not willing to do what it takes to make my life better because I'm too cynical, right? So we have to stop that. We've got to open up our minds and recognize that there is good, there is greater, and there is greatness. Once we shift our thinking and start being open to the possibility that my life can be better, my business can be better, my relationships can be better, right? So the first sign is complaining. Third sign is a lot of excessive cynicism, right? And the third thing was, you want happiness, you want success, you want profit, you want better relationships, but you're not willing to go all in. You'll just dabble in it. I'll just dabble in it. I'll play with it. I'll massage it a little bit, and then I'll go over here and do something else. You cannot create a life of greatness or anything just dabbling in it. You got to be all in, because what happens is your life or your business will start looking like a hobby. Something that you just do on the side. So when that happens, you'll create a hobby over here, and you'll create a hobby over here, and you'll create a hobby over here. And then when you get bored with one hobby, you'll go shift and do something else. And then when you get bored with that, you'll go shift and do something else. And then you got all these gazillion different hobbies that you're just dabbling in, but you're never immersing yourself in one thing that's going to make your life better. In training or knowledge or wisdom or even experiences that's going to make that situation better. You never get to the point where you will decide to shift and immerse yourself in whatever it is that's going to make your life better, or grow your relationship, or expand your business, or even if it's to step into a new business, you'll stick your big toe in it to test the waters, and if it's too cold, you'll draw it back out. Well, nothing comes easily. Anything that's worth having is worth working for. If you expect to better your life and your situation in your relationships, baby, you got to invest in something. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you in time, in energy, in finances, in resources. And you got to be willing to do something than just dabble in it. So stop playing with your life. Stop playing with your dream. Own up that you haven't been doing what you should do. Take some responsibility for what it is that you want, and then go get it. Make a choice, because this is your life. It ain't mama life. It ain't daddy life. It ain't kids life. This is your life. This is your dream. It's your relationship. You've got to take responsibility for it. You are charged with your purpose. What you're going to do with it is up to you, right? So 3 things. When you can recognize that you have outlived or outstayed the level that you are on. You're complaining all the freaking time. You're cynical about anything and everybody, right? And then you're just dabbling. You're half-assing it. You're not taking it seriously enough to be willing to invest in whatever is necessary to serve your purpose, to grow you, so you can let go of what didn't work and start doing some things that are working. That's my point. That's my point. And God knows that since I started my entrepreneurial journey, honey, I have wanted to go back and get that corporate job more times than I wanted, that I could count, because it's hard and it's challenging and it's difficult. And you think, ain't nobody listening to me. Don't nobody care. Ain't nobody care what I say. But that's not true, because while you are working and you are touching somebody's life, people that may be just watching you, they're just watching, they're just peeping to see if you got the stick-to-itiveness to get through. And it gives them the confidence to know, well, you know what? If that Nisi chick, if she got to that point and she did it, maybe there's some hope for me. Maybe I can do it too. And I'm gonna do what I need to do to make it better for me. Because listen, if you have children, and all of my kids are grown now, and I've got grandbabies who are growing up, but I believe the change that I make in my life and in my perspective will affect my children and my children's children and my children's 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 children's. Everything that I do, the positive impact that I make for the legacy I leave behind affects generations from here forward. When I do what I do, in the excellence that I do it, and the women that I touch, it makes a change for not just them, but in their children, and their children's children. So don't be discouraged in doing the good thing and doing the right thing. To all of you entrepreneurs out there, stand firm, stay your ground, be all in, and do what's in your purpose and your heart to do to make a change in your life and the lives of somebody else. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't get frustrated. I know that it can be frustrated when people are not receptive, but you can't worry about the people who are not receptive. You have to keep moving forward. That's what it's about. Yeah, we got to make money. We got to make money, yes, and we will. We can't give our stuff away free. 99 cents. Answering people questions all day in your inbox, and we can't do all of that, right? We got to be real. But what's important is that we stay firm, right? And do what we need to do to keep moving forward. So, for those of you out there who are straddle the fence, you're sitting on the fence, right? And that fence is cutting up your hindquarters. Right? It's cutting up your hindquarters. You need to get off that fence. You have outgrown where you are. Do not allow yourself to be connected to and dependent and codependent on dysfunction and chaos and what ifs. Choose to get off the fence, patch up your hindquarters, and do what is necessary to move forward into what's welcoming you. Your future, your purpose is saying, here I am, baby, take me. Go get it. Go get it. Let go of what's old and dead. Shake it off and walk into what's new. We are in a perpetual state of experiencing newness, to experiencing growth. Don't be afraid of growth. Don't be afraid of something new, right? So that's all I wanted to share today. If you're complaining too much, if you're cynical too much, and if you're just dabbling in your purpose, it's time to put a stop to that right now. So decide. And if you need to take some time to be a little bit quiet and let the Father, let your Creator, let God speak through you and show you your direction, then by all means do that. But you got to start, right? You got to start, and you got to take some responsibility. Your life and your destiny is not going to come drag you by the hair and say, do me. No. You got to want it. So decide what it is that you want and then do it. So, thank you guys for you know what? I surely appreciate you guys. Hi, Allison. I see that you joined. Thank you, guys. Make sure that you're subscribed to my Facebook Live so you'll get the notification. And I come to you midweek motivation and mind check most Wednesdays from 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, and I love sharing. I love for you to talk back to me, although my eyeglasses are transitional lens and they're dark, so I have to get up this close to see. But I'll go back and read the comments and we'll have a conversation about it. But thank you guys for taking time out of your day to spend with me during this time. And if you're catching me on the replay, I thank you for that, because I appreciate it. Hopefully you can get some information, glean some knowledge, some wisdom, some kick in the butt. If it kicked you in the butt, yes! I don't want to just inspire. I don't want to just motivate you. I want there to be transformation. That's the only way you're going to change your life. You can be motivated and shout up and down the street, but what you going to do when you come down off that motivational high? Get your act together. That's what it's about, okay? So I'll see you guys a little bit later. I'm going to go do some stuff. Have a wonderful Wednesday, a beautiful rest of your week, and I'll talk to you later.